Hi Abdul,
Oh, hello, how are you, Aditya? How is everything going?
it's going great. We recently had the SAT. We've been working on many facets of YFS, like the YFS book, YFS research, and YFS expansion. So it's been a week.
What about the week stuff? It's going on good? You're near to launch it soon?
The website, right? Yeah. So the website currently is
Yeah.
a work in progress. We're collecting the information of all
Okay,
members of YFS and then
okay.
working to get the website live as soon as possible because we have to do a lot of work related to database. But rest assured, the
Uh,
website should be we're trying our best to get it out as soon as possible.
how about the research? You are not having much problems with it, or it's good? Quite
Yeah,
going on?
so for the research we're working with Otmani, who is really from Morocco, our YFS leader in Morocco, because he was really interested in the YFS research.
Okay.
So we're starting that off
Mhm.
and we're brainstorming a couple
Mhm.
ideas and we're working with the team to make clear and concise academic reports.
Okay, yeah, so it's good. So let's start with the questions. So my first question is like, can you give us your personal overview, like your entire journey in fitness, like personally, how did it all started? What pushed you in going over fitness? Like, we here we like junk food. We want to just spend life lazily, but what triggered you to start a fit life? I mean, yeah. So
Yeah, so pretty much it's a long story. This dates back to like 2021. So in
okay,
right now I'm in the 12th standard, but it all started back in
okay,
the ninth grade. So the way it started was that we used to have like a PE lesson right before lunch or after, where every
okay,
second week we would go to the fitness center at our school or the school,
okay.
and we would go there and like we had to like we started to learn about fitness, health, and working out. And that was my first time in a gym, to be honest. Like all my classmates have been there before me, so it was my first time. And
Mm-hmm.
when I worked out there, I really had no idea what I was doing. So like, but luckily all the people there were really supportive, really kind,
Okay.
so they helped me out. But there's one vivid memory that I had was that like there was like
Mm.
25 pounds on each side of the bar. And without
Okay.
knowledge, I was a frail 128, 120 pound kid who just started working out, 12, 13 years old. So went under the
Yeah.
bar and the 25-pound plates on each side. I tried to lift it, I couldn't. And the thing was that
Uh,
in a PE class, like the way that they explained it, they didn't teach you how to work out. They didn't
mm,
teach you how to eat. They just said, "Hey, we're going to the
mm,
gym. We might be doing some exercise." So there really wasn't any clear or concise way to like learn
mm.
how to use equipment. So over time, I learned it myself. It took a lot of time.
Okay.
I read Arnold Schwarzenegger's Encyclopedia of Modern Bodybuilding, the full encyclopedia. I watched
Mm.
numerous channels like Jeff Nippard, um,
Okay.
a bunch of other science-based YouTubers, and through the years, and also during a couple of courses, I built up my own knowledge, but it was a really long process, and I thought that this
Okay.
could be condensed, this could be summarized, and this could be made in a readily available and understandable manner. So that's the reason I wanted to create
Mm.
YFS. Like it's pretty much
Ah,
a solution to this gap that I saw, this gap, which is the lack of clear, concise
yeah.
information and teaching
Information.
institutions about
Yeah.
fitness.
Yeah. Of course. And like for me, sometimes I see like parents want us to be fit, but in life in like the modern culture, always we are pushed to only study. When they see that we are giving our time to fitness, they come a little bit frustrated, and sometimes they tell us to just, did you have some similar experiences that like, no?
Yeah, I mean, like it's true. Like people, the and often the first thing they point to, like in many traditional households, more so, that if you're not performing in academics, they tend to blame it on
Mhm.
sports and fitness. However,
Mm.
often the cause is spending way too much time on Instagram, YouTube, social media, because you barely spend an hour at the gym. And if you see your phone,
Yeah.
you'd spend like 3 or 4 hours of your day looking at the phone. And many people fail to recognize that. And yeah, I totally
Mm.
agree with you. It's a major issue that in more so traditional households where parents blame fitness for academics. However,
Mm.
me myself, I score like mostly sevens and sixes in the IB while working out every day.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So I think there is a message here, like for people who want to do fitness or any extracurricular. The first thing is that first of all, you need to be responsible. Like what your parents want you to do it first. Then what you want to do, you go, and when your parents come, say that, see, what you have wanted, I have finished. So, and this is what I'm doing. So like the thing that happened is like maybe the thing we want to do is good, but our responsibilities have not been met. So the parents says, you're not good at school, and how are you, what the heck are you doing? So first of all, we need to be responsible ourselves, right?
yeah, I totally agree with you at that point is that like in order for our parents to accept that fitness is not the cause,
Yeah.
you have to be
Yeah.
determined, motivated, and responsible in making sure you get grades. I mean it's
Yeah.
not that tough if you work for it.
Okay, so you mentioned that you had courses, right? So can you just explain a little bit about like where you did those courses? Is offline or online? The
Yeah,
courses you did
so
on fitness.
as I said, I've taken some introductory courses on health and fitness, which supplement my already built knowledge by reading books and YouTube videos.
Yeah,
I really wanted
yeah,
like a
yeah.
certification to improve my knowledge, and the certification I did was by Stanford University by
Ah,
health and food nutrition, and I scored 100%
okay.
on that course, and I have the certificate to prove it.
Excellent. Excellent. So okay, so you already answered a little bit on of my second question. What triggered you to create YFS? I understand that you personally you found that there is a gap, right, between like
Huge gap.
um yeah. So the only thing, or there is something that you saw maybe personally you experienced, like exactly what triggered you to create YFS?
Externally, you're saying, right?
No, no, I said like personally, exactly how.
Well, personally, like also, like I lived in Venezuela, and Venezuela, like every country has a different society and culture. So especially in Venezuela, like they had this huge emphasis on being healthy and strong. And me myself, I was like this guy with a very average build. Like I played sports, I was really lean, but I didn't really have much
Mm.
muscle. So maybe a more superficial aspect, although right now looking at it is superficial. At the time, very much it was part of Venezuelan culture to be strong, to be good looking. So that was
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the personal factors that I wanted to be strong. I wanted to become physically better, and because like all my peers, like there's this kid called Amir in my class who was like 6'2" in ninth or 10th grade, and I was like, my
Mm.
God. So like again, also like partially the one of the reasons was the cultural pressure from Venezuela.
Okay. So, sometimes like when we want to create something, like when you're not accompanied, like there is no that may, let's say, support, or we just at a moment we just give up. So what motivated you to continue, and like what was the root of your, I mean, the determination that you had to create it, and you were like you sticked to create it?
Yeah, so it was a rough journey. Like we started last year, 2023. So it all started off with an idea.
Okay.
So I told my friend Junhyuk in school, and like we had like I started like an informal fitness club with like some of the students
Hmm.
at the school, and it was working out great, but and the feedback was amazing. And I was like, how I'm always the person who loves to think big. So I was like, how can I make the courses I made, my teaching, my experience spread to more people? So
Okay.
did that. Our idea was pretty much that we were going to expand internationally, and
uh
it was major work, major work. We had to spend like
yeah.
whole winter break creating the YFS courses, and not that we're complaining. It was something that I genuinely enjoyed doing. Whereas like we live in this era of like college counselors fabricating fake activities for students to get in, and
Uh,
often hearing students saying that they hate what they do. It was something I enjoyed. Because it was something I could easily talk about, like I'm talking about now. Nothing here scripted. It's just coming from my
uh,
memories and my experience, and
okay.
also like expanding YFS, getting more people to join, finding
Yeah.
YFS around the world. It was a tough job, like
Like me.
to get to do it. We're in over 50 countries right now, and I've interviewed, sat for
Yeah.
one with most of
It's
the
very
members of YFS. It was quite time consuming. It was something throughout the process that I
yeah.
did enjoy.
Okay, so people that are watching here, they have heard listened to some of the, I mean, extracts of your experience. So briefly, can you give us step by step experience of YFS, like from 23 to now, the great events that happened, how you started from zero, and now what happened? Just briefly, as
So yeah.
yeah.
So as I told you, before 2023, really it was just my mentality and my ideology getting
Uh,
built, because running an international organization in over 50 countries, it's no easy job. So it was just my mentality and my determination being built up till 2023. In 2022,
okay.
I had an idea about a fitness club in our school. So like our school has this really positive culture where we promote student-led activities. So I had this fitness
Okay.
club, and people from 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade were showing up. It was an amazing
Hmm.
experience. People were like, I could visibly see them happier, healthier, and making better choices in relation to their
Hmm.
life. And that's when
Okay.
the idea that we want to take
Uh,
YFS national. We want people not only at AES but in every school, international
um,
school in the
yeah,
world, to know about health and fitness. So that's when I
okay.
had the idea that I can create a YFS course like
Hmm.
similar to the IB. The way that IB spreads its teaching throughout the world is by creating coursework.
Yeah.
So I thought,
Yeah.
what if I could condense my teachings into a YFS course? So in about November to December of 2023, we worked very
Mm-hmm.
hard getting the YFS Basic and the YFS Advanced courses out. So if you're wondering, the YFS Basic is a free course with everything you need to know about fitness. And I really taught it out like what all people need to know. Like the first week is about the fundamentals of training. Week 2 is about upper body. Week 3 is lower body.
Okay.
Week 3 is nutrition. Week 4 is safety. Week 5 is the YFS conclusion and the
Mm-hmm.
bridge to the advanced course. And the advanced course is a shorter 3-week course about advanced training principles that I myself in I myself alongside the books I've read, some advanced training principles related to fitness for those who complete the YFS
Okay.
basics. So that was like a really big accomplishment creating the YFS course. And since then,
Okay.
we've partnered with service clubs throughout our school. So if you're wondering, a service club is like a mini nonprofit that our school runs, where we help on a underserved and impoverished citizens of India, and essentially we collaborated with quite a few of them, and
Okay.
we for the physical literacy there, we did about
Okay.
collaborated with arithmetic based clubs like the math club and reach out a service club. So we did quite a few collaborations. And after that, we've been working really hard on expanding YFS and making sure that our message reaches as many people as we can in the most meaningful way, meaningful way. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we've been working on at the YFS team. And from like about
Okay.
from zero from AES, we've grown to now over 70 schools. So it's something I'm really proud of.
7 is cool. Wow.
In
Okay.
total 70
Yeah,
schools.
it's good.
Yeah.
This is good. So okay. Now let's say like when you were like you want people to join you, right? How did you how did you attract them? Like I know that there are a lot of organizations like that. How did you know that? How did you make sure that they come? Like yeah. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so mainly the idea was to find, like, I really wasn't looking at a specific country. I wasn't looking at like, I was just like reaching out to people to email, to Discord, and to other youth
Okay.
social networking platforms. And really who I was reaching out to were people interested and passionate about health and fitness. And turned
Okay.
out that there were many people interested about health, fitness, and well-being, because it's not like one of those activities that's very niche, like a lot of these youth-led clubs that are like very fabricated for college applications, like these
Mhm.
I know there's one
Yeah.
on
So
Instagram called Nora Notebook where they just like recruit people to like fake their passion about like neuroscience. So that's one thing that's really terrible. So the one thing I love of Youth Fitness Society is that everyone who's recruited, I personally interview most of them, and they fill out a YFS application form where they have to describe
okay.
one of the questions is asking them to describe their background in health and fitness. And our team here at YFS, we review that and ensure that the person that we're recruiting is actually interested in health and fitness and isn't just doing this for the
Mm.
college applications process. Because I find that often these activities fabricated for college apps are so superficial and so disingenuous. They make this fake like reels that say, "Come be a leader of restoring rainbows. We're looking for founders." So I think it's really disingenuous because they're claiming that they will recruit 40 people and make all 40 of them founders. So I really think that that's a complete fraud, complete scam, and made by very greedy people, very greedy.
So if I want to summarize, it's like start with myself, build myself, then my school, then my country, and then the world. And the so what's the motto of YFS?
The motto of YFS is physical literacy for everybody around the world. We want
Ah,
physical literacy.
and I'm talking to everyone. If anyone want to YFS, you need to be honest. Okay,
I
so
mean, like
yeah,
you have to be like some fitness freak. Like you don't have to like go to the gym like 8 times a week. You just need to be interested in sports and fitness. Like, and I'm sure that you must have from like you must have played volleyball, football, badminton, any of your background. That's
anything.
yeah.
So now we're gonna go in the bulk of fitness. Okay, so I think the question is little broad, but you can try to summarize it. Okay, so let's say a beginner, like completely beginner, like
So,
wants to start exercising. So can you give a sort of guide for and a set of activities to do on a daily basis? Like, for if you say for the first time they need to go and read a lot of books, many will not go. So just at the beginning, can you give it a sort of maybe say pocket guide to just start,
so like a
like
daily
what to do exactly?
supplement routine about health and
Yeah,
fitness. So
the daily basis, like
to be
yeah,
honest,
workout.
about I can give you general advice because about fitness there's no
Mhm.
one solution fits all, but there is general advice that could steer you in the right direction, which I'll tell you. So firstly, about dieting, simply if
Okay,
you want to gain weight you have to eat on a caloric surplus, and you need to eat over
you
your
need to.
metabolic rate, a caloric surplus, and you need to eat on over your basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of calories you burn by just chilling out and by doing your daily activities. And the way you can do this, it is actually integrated into our YFS course, is that you can calculate your basal metabolic rate. And after that, there's an app called MyFitnessPal where you can track all your macronutrients and your calories of what you eat. And you have to ensure that if
Okay.
you gain weight, it can be, I mean, like the amount of calories above your basal metabolic rate that you need. It's often like suggested by MyFitnessPal, and MyFitnessPal is developed by nutritionists and certified trainers. So I would suggest that you could enter your values in MyFitnessPal and calculate your BMR to figure out a holistic solution to your diet and nutritional needs.
So I was meaning like let's say you want to start today. So just can you give an examples of activities like basic ones that they can do every day,
Yeah,
and then eventually
so the way I
yeah.
started off was that like I initially like I wasn't allowed to go to the gym. I was like 12 or 13. So what I started off doing was
Okay.
there's this guy called I think Chris Heria, and there's also one guy called Midas MVT. So check out Midas
Okay.
MVT and Chris Heria and start off with their beginner like ab workouts. So that could just like something you do on like your floor or in your bed. That's pretty easy to do.
Okay.
And also like try there's also this app called Just 6 Weeks where you can
Okay.
like set it can it's like the Just 6 Weeks app is like an app that allows you to get to 100 push-ups in 6 weeks. And you should download the app and
100%.
yeah, you can check that app.
Okay.
It's awesome. Check out Just 6 Weeks on Play Store. So that's an awesome
Okay.
app. I definitely recommend it.
Okay. So you know, I remember when I was having the course of Joaquin Revelo Grizzly. He
Yeah.
was telling that he started just, I mean, he started going to the gym, just going to the gym. Sometimes he didn't even do anything. He started, and after a few times he improved, and now you can physically see the improvement. So I think the main thing is like you need to be consistent and really have that that intention to go ahead. So the
Yeah.
thing is sometimes we say like, and he gave the example, like there are people, even me, I once I fall in the trap, like they start heavily. So when you start heavily, the only thing that you're going to do is to go down, because the first day you'll be exhausted, tired. The next 2 days you'll be like really not motivated to go exercising, and then maybe so I think go slowly and regular.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Like when I started off, like I just started off, as I told you, with ab workouts. It's a really slow process for me. Then I went to like I started doing push-up workouts with Just 6 Weeks. Then I started doing
Mm.
dumbbell workouts at home. Like I got these two dumbbells from Amazon for like 1,200 rupees that were 15 pounds each, which you would like adjust the screws and take it out and readjust it. So I did dumbbell workouts, and finally, my parents let me go to the gym in July of like 2022. So that's the first time I got to go to the gym, but it was not like I wasn't like hurt or anything because I already had that solid foundation from doing calisthenics.
Okay. So I want to ask you really, with your experience or experience of your friends, what are the main challenges and difficulties of fitness, and what suggestions or solutions you recommend?
Wait, could you repeat that?
I mean, what are the main challenges and difficulties of fitness training, and what solutions or suggestions do you recommend?
One of the challenges might be like finding what advice to follow because there's a lot of contradicting advice online. So I'd suggest sticking
Okay,
to trustworthy sources and not like people who are like actively on PEDs, like the Trent twins and all.
okay,
Bunch of trustable advice out there, such as
okay,
there's this guy called Jeff Nippard. Check out his channel. He has science-based training, and you follow his training methods. Trust me, nothing's gonna go wrong in your program. There's a very small likelihood that it will. So I would just
okay,
suggest firstly like finding a good source of your knowledge. Like don't find like seven, eight that contradict each other.
okay. Okay. And like this is the first one. So like let's say you have started fitnessing, and there are some people like the way they exercise, like sometimes they come to a level of, I mean, maybe intensity that is not good for their health. So like physically speaking, what challenges that you can face, and that maybe you can prevent, and when they happen, what can you do?
I mean, like, I think that you're definitely talking about like a beginner that's training too much. Because normally, like, when people get to like the advanced level, like they could train 6 or 7 times a week at a decent intensity and still be fine. So, like, I think you're talking about like more of the beginners or intermediate. So, what I recommend is that you
There,
definitely should like what.
I said for the beginners, there are no much challenges.
And so, I think that they should definitely tone down on the volume for beginners and intermediates. And that's one thing that I recommend that if you're a beginner, you should train like 3 or 4 times a week at most.
Okay, 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 okay. So for beginner, what types of activities good? Like running, maybe push-ups, or like give me a sort of combination of, yeah.
I think that like for beginners, it could be like, as I said, like 10-minute ab workouts, to be honest, getting a solid core, solid foundation, you can try those out if you're not allowed to go to the gym. If you are allowed to go to
Oh,
the gym, I would suggest beginner fitness workouts, and I would exercise under supervision of like a trainer or a friend.
okay. So yeah, yeah. So now, the next question you have already answered, but I will
Abdul,
ask
by the
also.
way, can we start like wrapping it up because I have another meeting to join in like the next 5 minutes.
No problem. So I think you will send me some resources that I will mention in the box. Now the next change is like, personally I don't think it's funny, but when I do exercise 10 to 15 minutes,
To be one second,
like
your voice
sleep,
is a bit low. Can you say it again?
I say it's a personal issue, but I don't know if it's for everybody. So I ask. So when I do exercise for 15 to 20 minutes, sleep overwhelms me. Like why? And is this a problem or it's normal? Like why? Biologically, why does it?
Can you repeat? I think there's wait 1 second. Let me just put on my headphones because there seems to be some audio issue. Let me put this on. 1 second. Oh yeah, can you hear me? Can you say something?
That I think this thing is a personal issue. Okay, so one sometimes always if I exercise for 15 to 20 minutes, then like sleep just overwhelms me. Like I am obliged to I just become
Okay.
dizzy. I'm
So
not
I
sleep.
think that that could be an issue related to not breathing enough during your exercise, not drinking enough water. And it could also be partially attributed to you being a beginner in fitness. So I think those are three main points.
So the next question is impacts of stress on fitness and fitness on stress.
I think that
What is it?
impact of stress on fitness, maybe stress can incentivize people to go and exercise, and the impact of stress on fitness is that it reduces stress, obviously.
Ah, okay. So if you are stressed, just don't sleep or watch video. Just go get out and
Yeah,
yeah, you chill. You chill outside.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, can you briefly suggest ways to lose weight? Like there are some people
Suggesting
that
ways to
want to.
lose weight is that you have to eat on a caloric surplus, no matter how small or how large. You have to. I would recommend consulting a dietitian before doing a
Okay,
serious caloric deficit. And as I highlighted earlier, you have to calculate your BMR and track your macros on MyFitnessPal.
okay. So we are going to wrap up for before the last question. The last question is, what is the most important advice that you'll give to anyone starting at the middle or at the end of the fitness journey?
Well, the most important advice, two things. Firstly, might sound simple, but it's actually quite deep. Believe in yourself. Secondly, don't compare yourself to people who have been training for like 5 or 6 years more than you. If you follow these two steps, I think you'll be geared towards success.
Okay, so for those who are wondering about the resources, you can find everything down below. And for those who don't know me, I'm just finished IB and I got 28. I had a YouTube channel, and like I have learned from Aditya that first of all you need to be an expert. Like for me, I saw problems around me, so just jumped into the field. But no, I need to be an expert, and then hopefully I could do something.
That
And
sounds
thanks a
good.
lot, Aditya. And we'll meet again.
Thanks. Yeah, have a
Thanks.
nice day, Abdul.